Hello, and welcome back to the Freelance Friday podcast. Today, we've got a very special episode because I'm going to be putting some of the top social media tools to the test. If you are new here and you happen to be a social media manager or an online business owner, a small business owner, having a social media tool or a social media scheduler is really gonna be very helpful for you. I think definitely once you start taking on multiple clients and start needing to divide up their brands and, schedule out many posts per day, having a social media scheduling tool becomes really important. Most of these tools also offer analytics. Some of them offer you the ability to boost posts or run ads. And it's just like a nice centralized dashboard for all of your content to live, all of your team members to be able to access. Sometimes even your clients can access it. And it's just like, I definitely recommend having one. Now, I've been using a tool called Metricool for the past couple of years. And if you're a regular listener, you would know that because you've heard their ads throughout the show. They're very kind to sponsor the podcast. And I thought, you know what, let me see what else is out there. I haven't kept up with all of the different social media tools out there. So I want to see, is Metricool actually the best one? Should I be switching to something different? And we're going to go through my findings today. So to do this, to run this test, I asked you all on Instagram, what are the social media schedulers that you're using? What are some that maybe you want to try, but you just haven't been able to for whatever reason? And I got a lot of answers. I think like 15 different tools. Some of them I had never even heard of. And listen, maybe we can do a part 2 where I go through every single one of these. But what I decided to do for today's is just focus on the 5 best ones, the ones that I like the most, that also offer a free plan. And this is really important to me because if you're somebody who's listening and you're newer in your journey as a business owner or as a freelancer or social media manager, I think having a free plan available is really, really important. One, if you're bootstrapping, it doesn't make sense to probably pay hundreds of dollars a month, which some of these tools cost, for a tool when there are free ones available. But also I think it's great because it can really grow with you. If you have a tool that has both free and paid plans, you can always upgrade when you need it. And at the same time, you can also downgrade. If business slows down a little bit, or maybe you let go of a couple clients and you don't need as many brands or accounts, you can always downgrade and your data, is going to mostly stay there and not be such a hassle to switch over to a new tool. So I'm going to compare the top 5 that have a free plan available, starting with Meta Business Suite. Now, Meta Business Suite is Meta's in-house tool. It's their native tool, basically. As long as you have a Facebook page or an Instagram account, you can set up Meta Business Suite and you can, one, get some insights in there, but they also have a scheduling tool. They call it Planner. There's also an inbox feature and a monetization tab and an ads tab in there. So what's good about Meta Business Suite is that everything is there and it's straight from the source. So you probably don't need to question the data a ton. Like, is this accurate? I mean, it's coming directly from Facebook and Instagram. So chances are it should be pretty accurate. And you don't need to pay for it at all. Actually, there's no paid plan on Meta Business Suite or Meta Business Planner. It's totally free. So that's another huge pro. And I'm going to say that makes it the best for maybe hobbyists or very small businesses that only focus on Instagram and or Facebook, right? If that's all that you're working with, if you're maybe like a small local business and you only do Instagram or you only do Facebook and you don't have, huge profit margins and you're really on a budget, maybe Meta Business Suite might make sense for you just because it's really simple and it's all kind of in there. But in my opinion, if you are a more serious, definitely if you're a social media manager or other type of marketing service provider, but even if you're a content creator or a small business owner that operates across different platforms, let's say YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, any of the non-Meta platforms, I don't think this is the best fit just because you're going to be limited to just those Meta platforms. And what's the point of having Meta Business Suite and then having to also use a secondary scheduling tool for the other platforms, or just not scheduling, not communicating? It just doesn't really make sense. I would rather have everything all in one platform. Also, in terms of their scheduler, it's just a little bit basic. There are limited things that you can really do with it. You can't get approval for your posts. So I can't, tag my team member or an intern or a client and say, hey, do you approve this post to go out? So it really is just pretty simple, pretty bare bones. Again, it's great, I guess, if you are also running a pretty simple bare bones business, nothing wrong with that. But if you're taking on multiple clients, if you are publishing a lot of content each month, I would probably look into something a little bit more robust. Now, Buffer was another one that offers a free plan. Of course, they offer paid plans as well. But Buffer, I think this was the first social media scheduling tool that I had ever used. And this was, back in 2000, maybe 13, 14, 15. I don't know when they came out, but it was the tool that the virtual agency that I worked for, that I freelanced for when I first got started used. So I just used it as well. And I will say it is very simple. It's very short and sweet. I learned it back in, whatever year that was. I learned it super easily and quickly, which was nice. And so for that, I'm going to say Buffer is best for simplicity. If you are not super tech savvy, or maybe your client isn't super tech savvy and they need something that is just bare bones, you're going to see it. I'm going to screen share kind of what it looks like. It is literally just a line of posts, in a list, essentially. I think that can be nice for some people who just don't need all of the bells and whistles. But again, one of the big issues is that, a lot of us need at least a little bit of bells and whistles. So Buffer doesn't have any analytics on their free plan. And this is a huge drawback to me because, like I said, having a social media scheduler is great to keep your content together, to keep your team, all the things that I mentioned earlier. But another big, big bonus for me is the analytics. It is so nice to have everything in one dashboard, to be able to run reports, to be able to do competitor analysis, things like that. And again, Buffer just isn't really built for that. It's kind of just throw together your posts and get them out there into the world, at least for the free plan, that is. It feels a little old school to me, I'm going to be honest. It feels like not much has changed since I first used it back in, 2015 or whenever that was, which for me, don't really recommend. Tailwind is another one that a lot of you brought up, and I was excited to see this one on the list because I hadn't used it in a while. So what I remember Tailwind being all about is Pinterest. That's what I recall it being for, and it pretty much still is. It enables you to schedule posts for Pinterest, Instagram, or Facebook only. So you already know where the con is coming in, is similar to Meta Business Suite. If you are using any platform other than Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest, you're going to need a secondary tool to schedule those posts and also to pull that data, get those insights, get those analytics. But I'm going to say that Tailwind probably is the best if you are a Pinterest first creator. If you are all about Pinterest and that's your main or your only platform, Tailwind does have some cool features, I think, that, probably make it a good choice for Pinterest creators. Now, something else that I don't love about Tailwind is that they have really low limits in terms of accounts, in terms of users. So you're only able to use one account, either Pinterest, Instagram, or Facebook with the free plan. You're only able to have one user on your account, and you're only able to schedule 20 posts per month. And if you are a Pinterest creator, I don't post a ton on Pinterest, but I do know that volume is a big piece of it. You should be pinning at least daily, I think is what most people recommend. So 20 posts isn't really even a month's worth of posts for you. So you're going to have to go in and manually post some pins if you want to post daily. So yeah, it's just very, very limited. And even on some of the paid plans, as it goes up, there still are quite a bit of limitations. On the Pro plan, which is $14.99 a month, you still only get one account. On the Advanced plan, which is $25 a month, you still only get 2 accounts. So it is quite limited. And that, I think, is my major complaint, outside of course, just the platforms that it's limited to. Next up is one that I had never heard of before. Maybe I'd heard of it, but I never tried it. Don't know much about it. It's called Planable. And I actually am going to say this one looks pretty cool. I'm going to say that this one in particular is best for those who have many collaborators. So I'm talking like if you are running an agency or you're working at an agency where lots of hands have to be on every post. I know even when I worked in corporate, sometimes there were posts where legal had to approve it. My manager on the marketing floor had to approve it. The PR person had to approve it. Maybe another marketing person had to approve it. Like there were so many hands, and that was really annoying. Back then, I was just sending stuff through email, but Planable, their main feature that really stands out to me is this kind of chat feature almost. They have like a cool comment feature where when you schedule your posts, you can tag people and you can kind of chat back and forth, and there are different approval levels and things like that. And that really is what makes this tool unique. Now, with that said, I don't recommend it if you really do not have a lot of collaborators, or if you are only going to be collaborating with people once in a while, but you still need to pay for a seat for them, because that's kind of the kicker about this tool is you have to pay for a seat for them. So Planable has an interesting pricing structure in that it's pay per user. Most of these other tools, some of them have a pay per user tier too, but most of them are just like you get the account and it's this much, and then you get access to this many seats. Planable, for example, their free plan just enables you to have 50 total posts and an unlimited experience, which I don't really know what that means. No analytics on that one either. But like, let's say their basic plan. So their basic plan is $13 per user per month. So if I'm just posting myself, then I guess it's just $13. But if I want to add a client, if I want to add a team member, if I want to add a colleague, it's going to be $13 for each of those people. And that enables you to have 2 different types of approval and, some additional features. The Pro plan is $26 per user per month, and that enables you to have 3 types of approval, which include none, so approvals are not needed, optional, approvals are enabled, or approvals are required. That middle tier is either none or optional. So kind of interesting. I do think the approval feature is cool, but I don't know if I'd want to pay for it. My concern is that I would like add a client on, or I'd add a team member on and then they leave, or then I hire somebody else. And then it's like, oh my gosh, my plan just doubled and tripled, or I'm paying for something that isn't really being used. And then I also don't love the limited content pieces that you can schedule. Even on the Pro plan, you're only allowed to schedule 150 posts per workspace, which again, I know that sounds like a lot. I mean, I'm not posting 150 posts per month, that's for sure. But when you start working with clients who are on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all the different platforms, it can add up if you're posting daily or you have a big campaign going on. So I just don't like being limited to such a small number of posts per month personally. And then we've got Metricool. So Metricool is my choice for best overall, and I stand firm in that. I have been using it for a couple of years. I've been working with them for a while. So I had a feeling I was going to really like them compared to the others, but I'm glad I went through this exercise because I found some things that really stood out about Metricool for me that confirm that it is really the best for my situation. So just on the free plan, you're able to schedule to most of the social platforms. The only exceptions are really LinkedIn and getting Twitter analytics. You can also plan up to 50 pieces of content per month on the free plan. Again, like back to Planable. I mean, Planable's basic plan, which is $13 per user per month, that one only enables you to have 60 posts per workspace. Tailwind, their free plan only enables you to have 20 posts per month. So 50 is quite a lot, honestly, for a free plan. And of course, you can go up from there. They have different pro plans that enable you a ton more content pieces. I also love the competitor feature on Metricool. So you can actually go in and check out what other brands are doing and see, what content is working for them, what their analytics, what their insights are looking like. So you can kind of benchmark and use that data to inform your own content plan. I didn't see this on any of the other ones that I analyzed, definitely not at the free plan, I don't believe. So that is very unique. Metricool also has a link in bio feature. It's called Smart Links, and I love this. It is a really cool feature if you don't have a website, or even if you do have a website and you just want to change out those links really quickly. Sometimes it's a pain for me to go into the back end of Squarespace, which is my website host, and like edit my links page. Metricool does that, and that's free. You can create up to one of those for free. And most importantly, this is like my favorite feature of Metricool is their analytics. So on their free plan, just their free plan, they give you access to 3 months of historical data for analytics. So that is huge. And I'm passionate about this because I really think there's that saying, what gets measured improves. And I think it's in everybody's best interests. It's in your client's best interest, and it's in your best interest, and it's in Metricool's best interest for your content to perform well. And how are you going to get your content to perform well? You're going to measure it. And if your content performs well and your clients are happy and they pay you more money, well, you're going to probably upgrade to a Metricool premium plan, right? So it's just a smart business model, in my opinion, to give you access to that data so you can do better at your social campaigns and grow your business. And then Metricool also has an AI data assistant. Some of the other tools did have some AI features in there too. I know Tailwind offers, they call it Ghostwriter, which is kind of a cool name for it, I guess. But yeah, if you are using all the AI tools or you are sometimes just at a loss for words, Metricool's got you covered with that. And yeah, again, that's available on the free plan with even more features on the premium plans. So let me know if you have questions about any of the tools that we talked about. Let me know if you have any questions about Metricool, and be sure to give them a try. Shout out to them as always for sponsoring the show and for working with me. They are amazing to work with. They're always open. I don't want to speak for them, but in my experience, they have always been open to feature requests and suggestions. So if you have any suggestions for them too, or wish list items, you can drop them in the comments and I'll try to pass them along to them. Be sure to give Metricool a try. At the link down in the show notes, you can also use my code Latasha to get 30 days free on any of their premium plans. So we talked about the free plan and the main things that are included in Metricool today, but their premium plans have even more features, like tons of cool things. You can download reports and even auto schedule them to go out to you. You can leverage their hashtag library. You can add team members to your account. So many cool advanced features. So give it a try, 30 days free for their premium plans, or just try out their free forever plan. It's pretty great too. But my code Latasha at the link down below will get you access to those 30 days free. And thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. If you have a second and don't mind leaving a rating or review on the podcasting platform or a comment on YouTube, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye.